Hello, everybody. I am so excited to celebrate the release day of Say You Will. Wrong way. Say You Will. I am, like I said, super excited. I have a lot planned for our release day party. I have a Q&A or live reading and some giveaways. And I have one super giveaway that'll be at the end. I'm actually going to do 2 streams tonight. We're going to do the release day party, and then I'm going to get a cup of coffee and a couple other things. And I will be having a second stream, which will be my normal co-working stream, where I get some actual writing done. So, has anybody gotten their copy of Say You Will yet? Let me know in the comments. Heads up, there is an ad hitting in about 5 minutes. So I could probably snooze it. We'll snooze this one. How was everyone's day? I know I was supposed to have this release day party at 2 today, but an unexpected appointment showed up and I had to take my mom to her doctor's. So, since I'm the one that drives her around, my hair is frizzy today. I hope everybody had a good day. But anyway, look how pretty this is. Oh, if you guys can see it, let's see. And it's gonna glare. Oh, I hate when that happens. Anyway, it's one of my favorite covers. Love it. And it's so pretty. Anyway, for those of you who don't have your copy yet, just remember it is on Kindle Unlimited. Whoa, that's a nice pretty glare or glow. Anyway, I'm going to let you all know who I dedicated this book to. I dedicate most of my books to family members or people who have helped me along the way. This one is a little bit different. So, Say You Will is actually dedicated to for the ones that have lost loved ones through war, to the ones that have fought back grief and told the same lie over and over that you're fine. This book is for you. Remember, it's okay to smile, laugh, and love again. That is the dedication of Say You Will. All right, you're going to get a really spooky glow while I read this. Also, trigger warnings, just so you all know. Say You Will does have a few of them. The first one being death. Say You Will is actually, the beginning is pretty angsty, just a heads up. But the trigger warning is death and grief and war. So if that is something that triggers you, please don't read it. I don't want you to be triggered. I don't want anybody hurt reading any of my books. So that's just a heads up. Well, I'm going to do the first reading, and then we'll do our first giveaway. All right. I'm going to read the very beginning of Say You Will. Man, that glow is kind of creepy. See if I can turn this down a little bit. There we go. That's a little bit better. All right. Chapter 1, 6 months. This is in Brinley's point of view. She is our main female character. 6 months. That's how long it had been since Brinley felt as if she could breathe. 6 months since she had smiled, laughed, or felt any major emotion. Losing her Prince Charming had wrecked her, to the point where she was sure she would never have anything close to what she had again. Jackson had been her soulmate, her true love, the one person who knew everything about her. Now that person was gone, and she wasn't sure what to do with that fact. She spent most days like any other person. She went to work, came home, made dinner, showered, and went to bed. Then repeated it all the next day. It was a never-ending cycle. Brinley hadn't slept in her bed in those 6 months. She hadn't even been able to walk into that room that they both shared together as husband and wife for over 16 years together. Staring at her friend, Brinley could feel the argument coming. It had been 6 months since she had gone out with them or been out after work at all. Though she had to admit she had her routine down pat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Brinley, come on. We haven't gotten to spend any time with you since... Alyssa stopped what she was saying, her hand going to her mouth for a split second. The look on her friend's face said it all. It was the thing that Brinley hated the most. The look of pity on everyone's faces when they looked at her, or when they slipped up and almost said something about him. Bryn, you're my best friend. Alyssa paused before adding the double whammy of guilt. It's my birthday. Come on, come out with us. At least Alyssa hadn't asked her if she was doing okay. That one was always a gut shot. The question that Brinley couldn't answer honestly anymore. There was only one way to reply to that question, and she had the same answer anytime someone asked her. Sure, I'm doing good. That was when the fake smile always came out to play as well. It was the best answer she could give anyone, though. It was a surefire way to make sure those pitying looks leave as well. With a deep breath, Brinley nodded her head in approval and gave in only because it was Alyssa's birthday. Had it been any other day, she would have declined the offer immediately. Alyssa and... Wow, I lost my place. Alyssa had been her best friend since high school and had spent every holiday and every birthday together. So she felt as if she couldn't let her best friend down this time, even if all she wanted to do was go home. Even if the person that made her home a home wasn't there anymore. Yay! Okay, we'll be at your place by 8 to pick you up, Alyssa said as she bounced up and down, clapping her hands excitedly. With yet another nod of her head, Brinley turned to head out of her car. Well, turned her head to get out of her car, leaving her classroom behind. Wow, I am tongue-tied tonight. Wow. Let's read that again. Ridley turned to head out to her car. That's better. Leaving her classroom behind. It had been a long day of teaching, her high school hoodlums, and now, instead of going home to decompress, she was going to have to get all dolled up and act like she was doing great for even longer. Getting into her car, she placed both hands on her steering wheel before leaving, lowering her forehead to it as well. Why did I say yes? She muttered, inside the empty car, a growl of frustration leaving her lips before she leaned back in her seat and put the keys in the ignition. All right, that is our first reading of the night. All right, I have a couple of questions that were asked from my Ko-fi followers, and I'm going to answer those tonight. The first one was, let me get it. Oh, this is an easy one for me to answer. Why did, let me see, how did you put this? Why did you decide to write a Why Choose romance? Okay. First of all, Say You Will. Dun, dun, dun. Say You Will is, like I said, like she said, a Why Choose romance. It's actually a Why Choose military romance. But it is connected to my First to Fight series. It is a book I've had planned for a while. Well, a story I've had planned for a while. Plus, I read a lot of Why Choose, and I kind of wanted to try it. That's pretty much my explanation. That and the characters would not leave me alone, and that's how it happened. All right, next question is, let's see, from Tori, which is one of my beloved readers. She's asking, what is the connection between Say You Will and First to Fight? Now, I don't know if I really want to answer this because I don't want to give it away, but I will tell you this. I have several Easter eggs in this book that connect to First to Fight, Beacon in the Darkness, and another series that'll be coming out in 2026. So a lot of my stories are connected all together. You didn't know that I read Why Choose, Esther? Wow. I read a lot of Why Choose. My Kindle is full of Why Choose. All right, but anyway, I hope that kind of answered the question, because I don't, like I said, I don't want to give any major spoilers away. Let's just say also that you're gonna see a couple of very familiar characters. If you've read First to Fight, Second to Fall, or Third to Come Home, you will see a couple of my favorite characters in Say You Will. Esther, I thought I've mentioned it a couple of times that I read a lot of Why Choose. I thought for sure I'd mentioned it. All right. Another question. Actually, I technically just answered the next question. It was, is there characters from First to Fight in Say You Will? Oops. All right. Question after that is, how do you come up with your characters? Okay, I've answered this several times, but my characters tend to pretty much come to me, I guess, is how I would say it. Say You Will, like I said, was a set of characters that were already connected to the First to Fight series that I had already planned out. First to Fight series is already planned out, pretty much already up to, see which book do I have it planned to. With all the spin-off series, let's just say with the spin-off series for First to Fight, I have 27 books planned. Say You Will was one of those, but it is a standalone for now. For now. Do you have plans to publish the paperback for Say You Will? Yes, I do. Say You Will's paperback will come out in a couple weeks, but I'm not making any promises because there's a lot going on right now. But it will be out hopefully by March. Cross your fingers. March. I have to get the wraparound part to it created. I haven't done that part yet, but it is formatted and ready to go. Also, the paperback will have extras, like 15,000 extra words that I didn't put in the ebook. So there is that too. Oh, for anybody in an ad, I'm super sorry. Thank you for watching it. Wait. I'll wait until the ad's over. Let me move this. There we go. That's better. "35 seconds. I'm gonna give it a second until the ad is done. Yeah, I'm in my camera and now I'm cutting my head off. Sounds funny. All right. 10 seconds. Thank you to everybody who's watched the ad. Did you just gloss over the 27 books planned? Maybe? Yes, I have 27 books planned with the jump off series the spin-off series that I have for First to Fight. You didn't know that? I thought you knew that. And just so you know, they're mostly plotted. All 27. Because that's usually the next question people ask me. When I heard it, my jaw dropped. I've been saying 27 since the first book released. Yes, already plotted. Not fully plotted, but I know every story that goes with them. Yep. Yep, because Beacon in the Darkness is actually a spinoff from First to Fight. Then I'm gonna have 1, 2, 3 other spinoffs, but they're all gonna be connected. So yeah. All right, next question. Let me see. This one is from Lori over on Ko-fi. These are my subscribers to Ko-fi, just so you guys know. If you didn't know, I have. Let me put this in here. Let me see if I can remember which is my command. I always forget which command is this one. There it is. There's my link to Ko-fi. I have several subscriptions on there, but it is about to get a full revamp because I have a little special something getting ready to happen in May. Added to my Ko-fi. So no one can ever tell me anything about my numbers of books planned. Well, I've had that many planned for a very long time. Let's see. First to Fight was released 3 years ago. Let's see. 5, 24, 23, 22. Yeah, 3 years ago. And from day one, I've said I've had 21 or 27 books planned. And that's not counting anything else from other series. Okay. Anyway, I was telling you about Ko-fi. Ko-fi, I'm going to be doing some, like I said, very special in, I think, May. Is it May? Let me look. Let me look at my schedule. I'm trying to stick to my schedule, though I want to do everything early. Let's see. Yes, May. At the middle of May, I have something very special happening on my Ko-fi. It'll have a whole new subscription tier, and let's just say you're going to get a really cool behind the scenes glimpse at another book. I wait to plot them until I'm close to ready to write them. See, with me, I know which book each character gets. I know the title of said books. I know the storyline, the first 5 chapters of every one of those books, what will happen, and the ending in the middle, like roundabout. I don't have it fully plotted, but they're really close. I will fully plot them once I'm getting ready to write them, which I'll be plotting one probably in the next week or so, fully plotting it. Book 4 for First to Fight will get plotted fully in a couple weeks. All right, we're gonna do the first. Not enough people in here to do a big giveaway. Let me see. Let me see. All right. Esther, how many books do you have out? I'm just wondering. This is my 4th book. That's why I have something special to do later with this. All right. We are going to do, let's answer a couple more questions. The next one is, let me see, where's my list? Let's answer Chastity's question. Let's see. She asked me, where's hers? Oh, there it is. Oh, this is easy when I was just talking about it. Do you plot your books? And if so, are you a in between a pantser and plotter or just a full plotter? I am a full major plotter. I plot books completely let's just say, let's see. This is my plotting notebook for the next book I'm working on. It's full of pages of notes and character descriptions, outlines, and I majorly outline. I'm in the kitchen, so I can't hear you well now. How many what? How many books do you have out? I was just wondering. Because this is my 4th. And I'm very excited. Trying to get to my backlist built really nice, so. Now, if you were wondering how I published Say You Will so fast as well, if you didn't know, Sally say, wow, go you. That's amazing. Yeah, Say You Will was part of an anthology that came out last year. It's a shorter story than I normally write. It's about a little over 60,000 words, and it was part of, like I said, a part of an anthology that was only out for a short amount of time, from August to November. And then they took it down, and I got the rights back. So I decided that it was going to be my first book release for the year. So that's how I was able to publish it really quick. 7 shorts and 1 full length. Wow. That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Okay. Let's answer a couple more questions, and I'm going to do another reading. Or I'm reading more of chapter 1. Let's see. Next question. I've already answered that one. Here's one. Do you like to listen to music when you write? I've answered this a dozen times, but I'll answer it again. Yes, I listen to music while I write. Every single one of my books have a playlist, and they need to be updated on my website, but they will be up there soon, including Say You Will's playlist as well. Third to Come Home's playlist is fun. So is Say You Will's. Say You Will's is a little bit darker than my other ones because it's a lot more angstier. The book is. So, next question comes from someone who should know this answer and will be watching the replay of this because she already told me she would. But this question is there a lot of spice in Say You Will? Okay. Why choose this book is Why Choose Romance with 4 guys and 1 female. Yes, there is a lot of spice toward the end of this book. In the beginning, Brinley is grieving. She's lost her husband in war, and she's grieving. So, no, not in the very beginning. There's not a lot of spice. Now, in the end, and towards the end, there is a lot of spice. I've already been told someone read it today, actually. They finished it already. And I was told their favorite scene happens in the woods. And I know exactly what that scene is. And it made me very incredibly happy when they told me that. So, yeah. Let's just say they have a little bit of fun up against a tree. All right. One more question, and then I will do another reading. And give a couple more minutes. I have other people that's supposed to be coming on here. Lots of limbs. Well, not that one. That makes it. It's actually funny. That one it's only 2. It's a couple. It's the couple together. One of the couples, but first night they are together. There's a lot of limbs, and that was a lot of fun to write. And the thing is, it was actually kind of hard to write. Trying to remember where everything is, but anyway, let's not get into that right now. I answered that one already. Answered that. Oh, here's a good one. How did you get the idea for Say You Will, and the grief inside Say You Will. Okay. I will tell you that Say You Will, the grief part of Say You Will, and some of the storyline in Say You Will is based off of something that happened to a really close friend of mine. Um, the grief, I have a lot of friends who are military, and I have family who are military. I've seen the grief. I've seen the toll it takes on the family when something happens to one of them, one of their loved ones, when their lives are lost in war. Um, my dear friend that I absolutely adore, she went through some of, and she let me use some of her thoughts for this book. So that's where Say You Will and the idea of that came from. And the title is one of my favorite titles I've done so far because it really connects to the book. I don't think I ever asked what got you into writing military romance. Military romance, like I said, I have a lot of friends and family who are military. I have Marines in my family, Army, Navy, pretty much every branch in my family. And then I have a lot of friends who are also Marines and military. So I figure write what I know, and that's what I went with. And I have a lot of fun writing it. So I mainly write their lives after they get out of the military. I mean, though I write Marines, and Marines are Marines for the rest of their life. They don't consider themselves retired once they are not active duty. So they still call themselves Marines. So that's pretty much how I got into military writing. If you have any other questions, put them in the comments. I will answer all the questions. All right, we're going to read some more from Brindley. All right, we're still on chapter 1. I'm going to try to finish chapter 1 during the stream. By the time Alyssa and the rest of the girls got to Brindley's house, she was dressed and waiting, though she didn't give them a chance to come into the house. Instead, she was waiting for them inside the door, just inside the door. As soon as Alyssa rang the bell, she was out the door and ushering her back into the ridiculous limo that her friend had rented for the night. As soon as she entered the car to get settled, she realized it was full of their friends who called out their hellos in excitement that she was joining them. The car lurched forward as soon as she was in her seat, and the noise level of it doubled. She was sure she would end up with a rather painful headache by the time she got home, one that would double by the following morning. Despite that, she went right along and pretended as she was having the great time and celebrating her best friend's birthday with all of them. It didn't take them long to get to the first club that Alyssa had picked out for her birthday night. They all piled out of the limo before heading toward the bouncer. He let them right in, catching Bryn's attention. How did you pull that one off? Usually they had to wait in line at least a little bit, especially being in New York. Alyssa turned just slightly as they were all walking. Man, I'm getting tongue-tied. All right, let's try this again. Alyssa turned just slightly as they were all walking in to show her the "It's my birthday" pin she had on the front of her dress. With a nod of her head, she followed the rest of the group inside and straight upstairs to the VIP section. Once again, Brindley found it a bit odd, but went with it. It wasn't every day that you got to go into one of the VIP sections at a club in downtown New York. It wasn't long until they were all sitting at a table chatting and waiting for the waiter to bring them all the drinks that they had requested. After her third shot, Brindley found herself being dragged out onto the dance floor. The last place she had really wanted to go, but once again she went with it because it was her friend's birthday. With yet another fake smile plastered on her face, she danced with the group for a few songs before she whispered into her friend's ear, "I'm going to grab another drink. Do you want anything?" "No, I'm good," Alyssa called out over the thumping music. Leaving the dance floor to hunt for another drink, she weaved her way around the droves of people crowding around the dance floor. The onlookers were there watching, mostly men oogling the women on the floor. It was one of said men that grabbed her arm as she walked by, thinking he was trying to grab her attention. Instead, she glared at him. Want to dance? He questioned, getting close enough into her personal space that she had to take a step back. No, I don't, she stated before before trying to turn away, but stopped his hand that was still grabbing her arm in a firm grip. She looked down at his fingers, then back up at him. Let go. Oh, come on, baby. You know you want to dance some more. I was watching you all out there. He slurred out the words. You know I've got what you want. That's the end of chapter 1. I hate men like that. But there's always that one. At least in my experience of going to clubs. Exactly. The drunk ones. The ones that stand on the side and stare out at all the women like, come here, I got what you need. No. But anyway, that is the end of chapter 1 of Say You Will. Man, my hair frizzed out today. You can really tell your hair gets crazy in these videos. All right, so I'm going to give away something very special tonight. I had planned to give away a couple ebooks, and I still will. But this isn't going to be the only celebration for Say You Will. I also am going to celebrate on Friday during my stream. So there will be several ebooks going out. There is always multiple men like that. I know, right? That truly makes you want to read the next chapter. I know. Don't you want to see what she'll say or what she'll do? I love Brenly. Brenly is a character that will probably always stay with me. Not just because she's based off of my friend, but because she's a strong, strong character, even if she doesn't give herself credit for it most of the time. All right, so here is the big giveaway for the night. Not just the ebooks. We're going to do the big one now. I wrote down earlier today 4 numbers. They are numbers that are important to the book and important to me. So here's what I'm going to do. I am starting big. I always start big. I could give it a couple more minutes to see if anybody else shows up. Let me see something. Let me see something really quick. Let me turn down my volume. It's more fun to start big, don't you think? Plus, Esther, you'll have fun with this. Okay. My big prize for the night. I'm getting ready, like I said earlier, to plot something completely new that is connected to the town. Okay, it is pertaining to the little town that I created for part of Say You Will. Said town has several little shops in it. And I'm going to give away a chance to name one of my shop owners. I'm in the middle of naming things. Yes, I am. But you're going to get the chance to name a character who will be one of the shop owners. Now, the ones that I don't have named are my ice cream shop owner, my pizza shop owner, and my trinket shop owner. Those are the 3 that I do not have named. You can name whichever one you want, female or male. Now, the one I do have named is my fudge shop owner, but I'm not saying that yet because that's part of my newsletter next week. So, Esther, you're the only one on here right now. So, would you like to name a female or a male character? And they will be in several of my books. Because like I said, a lot of my books are connected. Hard, this is easy. I gave a chance away in when I did the first release party for First to Fight. And the character they named ended up being a very important character through all the books. So, all right, so you're going to name a female. Do you want the pizza shop owner, the ice cream shop owner, or the trinkets? The trinket shop? Okay. Now, what do you want to name your little character in my next one? Trini. Oh, I like it. Trini the trinket shop owner. That's cute. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. And Miss Esther got the name Trini. Cool. Now, I will give you a heads up. I'm going to give you something that not many people know. Like I said, this is going to be for a little town that is going to be in several of my upcoming releases. And I feel like her last name should start with a P or an S. Okay. Okay. I can do that. See, I like naming things. I think it's fun. Anyway, she's going to be one of the people in the little town that's going to be in several of my books that will be released in 2026. Because this year's books are already pretty much ready to go and I don't have any new characters in those. TS or TP. Looks cool design. Kind of does. Esther. It's going to be a P. Oh, it's going to be a P. I gotta tell you something. Okay. So, you just gave me chills. Okay. So, her name will be Trini and then with a P as her last name because when I was little, I have a grandmother who passed away and she used to call me TP. And the reason is she said when I was a baby, I looked like the baby on the commercial for for the toilet paper, so TP. So we're gonna call her TP as a nod to that. That's totally cute. I love when I connect things like that. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, that's so cool. Thank you. I'm excited. Maybe Trini will have to have her own book. Never know. I was just gonna have her be just a shop owner, one of the shop owners. Yay. Okay. Now we're going to do something else. Now I don't usually do this part on camera for my release parties. I usually do this part with just my kids, but I thought this part would be fun today to do on camera. Wish there was more people here. I'm kind of sad. I don't know. I think she's in her like 20s. Let's make her in her 20s. Because it's a newer shop. The trinket shop is, so that works. That's fun. Wait till I tell my mom that one. She'll get a kick out of that. Okay, like I said, I don't usually do this next part on camera. I usually do this part with my kids. But I thought it would be fun to do on here. Esther, you'll understand what I'm doing. Because you like K-pop like I do. And they do this a lot. Okay. So, usually on my release days, did she inherit the shop or is it a hobby collection thing? She inherited the shop. You're invested in Trini now, aren't you? She inherited the shop. Look, we're going to have this whole character like plotted completely out. I love that. Yay. Okay. Let's see if you can see this. And I don't drop it. This is what I was worried about, dropping this. Hopefully this stays up. Okay, so when I release a book, does she know who she inherited it from? Who she inherited it? I think so. I would think so. Or I can make it a secret. Okay. Every release day, I get a cake. It's something I started on the first book. And I usually do this with my kids. So this one says happy release day. I don't want to tilt it too much because I'm afraid I will drop it. And my luck, I will. I will drop it all over my desk and that would not be good. But it says happy release day. And of course, I had to get a 4-candle because this is my 4th book. And so we're going to light it. And I'm going to blow it out because that's just cool. Usually me and my kids just dive into the cake, you know. But I thought this would be cute. Because, you know, Esther, you know how our lovely K-pop guys do this on their live streams when it's like their birthdays or something? Or they're celebrating a new book release or a music release? I thought it'd be fun. Okay. So. Oh, thank you. Happy release day. I'm so excited. I'm so happy. I can't wait till I'm celebrating like book 10. It'd be so cool. Cake for every album and every birthday. Oh, you're here, Whimsical Lit. How are you? All right. Like I said, this is something I do for usually every book I release. But I usually do this with my kids. So I figured I'd have some fun and do this on here today. I don't want to get wax on my cake, but... Oh, thank you. I love this. All right, so I'm going to make a wish for all my books. Oh, don't go out. I know it's... Okay, my fan is trying to take out the candle. All right. At least they will eat it. Oh, yeah, my kids will eat this, and so will I. It's chocolate cake. All right. Happy release day to me. And no, I'm not telling you what I wish for, because that's a secret. All right. I put the cake back in its little container so I can eat it later. I just got wax on me. Yay! I love that. Maybe I'll start doing the cakes on here every time I do a release day. All right. Whimsical Lit, I know you just missed it. But I just gave away the big grand prize for my release day party. And I let Esther here name one of my big characters in a couple of the books that I'll have released next year. She got to name our trinket shop owner. Her name is Trini P. And she inherited the shop. If you read Say You Will, that town that I'm talking about is in Say You Will. And it's actually... Okay, I'll just give you a little glimpse. So, not many people will know, but you will. It is a small town that I'm going to start writing in. I'm going to write a whole series revolving in this small town. So you'll get a small town romance with tons of characters and tons of little shops. And said small town is in Say You Will. You'll get a glimpse of it. Esther, I blame Tiff and Nia on the whole small town thing. Watching their small town thing, their videos they do every once in a while, it's all their fault. Yes, small town worlds, that's what it's called. Okay, now we're gonna do... I could read a little bit more, or we can do another giveaway. Which would you like? Let me know in the chat, and then we're going to get off here, and I'm going to do my second stream of the night. Whimsical, I know that you didn't get to hear what's going on. I am doing 2 streams tonight. This one for celebrating Say You Will, and the second one will be my sprints, because I'm trying to finish my holiday book tonight. So yeah. Renee, hello! It's okay that you're late. You're supposed to let me know if you want a giveaway or more reading in the chat. Whatever you choose, I will do. I'm glad you're here. Renee, how have you been? Thank the Lord I already have 3 small towns, mountain, lake, and a small city. Oh my goodness. See, I usually, all my other books they revolve around New York. So I didn't really have a small town, but I wanted to create one. Selfishly more reading since I missed it. Okay, before they started their show. Oh wow, before they started? Oh, Renee, I'm so sorry. Sorry you're having such a rough time. Okay, so you want more reading. Earlier we read book 1 or chapter 1. Wow, book 1. I'm not reading all that. We read chapter 1. I can do a little bit more reading so Esther can find out what happened. But I do have 2 ebooks to give away too. You know what? Let's do the first giveaway and then I'll do a little bit of reading and then we'll do another giveaway and then we'll close it out because I need to get some writing done. Everybody, does that sound good, everybody? Okay. First giveaway of technically it's the second giveaway. Is an ebook of Say You Will. So here's what I did earlier. I wrote down several numbers that pertain to Say You Will. Okay. And what we will do is the person who gets closest to the first number, you'll win one of the ebooks. And then I'll do a reading and then I'll do another giveaway. All right. So it is 1 out of 50. Yeah, 1 to 50. Put your guesses in the comments. 1 to 50. No, not more than once. Only once. One time. Just waiting on Renee's. 32. Okay. Renee, you just won an ebook of Say You Will. The number was 28 because today is the 28th and it is release date. So Renee, I will get with you and send you the ebook. Nice try. Congrats, Renee. All right. I will do a little bit more reading and then I'll do the last giveaway and then I will be getting off here for a couple minutes. I'm going to probably eat a piece of cake and grab a cup of coffee and then I'll jump back on and we'll do another sprint. We'll do some sprints, I mean. All right, this is the start of chapter 2. It was if the place had found her. Brinley's point of view. Yep, you get one more chance. You get another chance. And I will be giving away a couple more copies on Friday too. Just so you know. All right. His words grated on her nerves and had Brinley fuming. How could someone say something like that? She thought to herself. He didn't know her. He had no clue what she wanted, but he somehow thought it was okay to say something like that to her. She was sure her face was showing him exactly what she was thinking. But as soon as he opened his mouth once more, she knew he hadn't gotten the clue. Come on, baby. You know you want to dance with a guy like me. Here's your chance. Those words were the last straw. If she was being honest, she really just wanted to punch the guy in the face. But she held back. Instead, she told him exactly what she was thinking. You know what, douchebag? I had what I fucking wanted. And you know what? he was ripped away from me. So stupid ass idiots like you can live your life free to be this stupid. Tears started to prick at her eyes as she screamed. All eyes were on her as she went on telling the guy where to shove it. If you think it's okay to speak to someone the way you just did, then someone really needs to teach you how to treat a female. Grow the F up, jackass. Let go of my arm and get out of my way. Breaking free of the crowd, she pushed her way through the doors to the club and took a deep breath of fresh night air as she stepped out onto the sidewalk of her favorite city. By the time she made it through the crowd, her tears had started to trickle down her face. Brinley quickly pushed them away. She hated the fact that she cried when she was angry. It was a trait she wished she could get rid of. With her back to the door, she took a few more deep breaths, but whipped around as soon as she felt a hand tap her on the shoulder. She was about to go off once again, but stopped herself as soon as she saw Alyssa's face. That guy was an aspirin. Are you okay? Nodding her head, she took yet another deep breath, trying to calm her nerves. After a few minutes standing there on the sidewalk, she got her bearings and could speak again. I'm okay, Alyssa. Why don't you head back in? I didn't mean to mess up your birthday celebration. This had her friend shaking her head back and forth. You can stop that. I know I did. Just go back in. I'm just gonna go out. Wow. I love when you're reading your own work and you get tongue-tied. Okay, back to it. I'm just gonna head home. I'm sorry. Brinley turned to walk away, but as she was stopped as a pair of arms came around her, and her friend's chin fell onto her shoulder. Bryn, you didn't mess up my birthday, she said sincerely. I want to go back in there and kick that guy's ass for making you feel like you did, though. If you feel like you need to go home, we can take you. Brinley could see that her friend really didn't want to leave, and she wasn't about to let her do so. No, you go back in and have an amazing birthday. You know I adore your ass. So go have some fun. I'll call a taxi. Don't worry about me. She unwound herself from her friend's arms and took a step back before pushing her friend toward the club door. She dug into her small purse and grabbed her cell phone out. As soon as she saw her friend was back inside the building, she dialed the number she knew well and requested a taxi to pick her up. What her friend didn't know, though, was that Brinley's house wasn't where she requested the taxi to take her. I'm not reading anymore. Because if I did, I would give away something huge, and I'm not doing it. I know, it's so hard not to skip over words, because honestly, I'll tell you how many times I had to read over Say You Will, just to make sure it was ready to go. Let's see, the first time before I turned it in, I read it, I went through it, goodness, at least 15 to 16 times before I sent it to my beta readers and my editor. And then I read it at least another 10 times after I got it back, just to make sure we didn't miss anything. And then once I got the rights back, I went through it another 3 or 4 times to make sure again that I didn't miss anything. And I had. Oops. Because there's always that little thing you miss. It was a he that was supposed to be a she, and a word that was doubled. Oops. I'm not telling you where she's going, because it's a big thing. I can't give that away. Even if I really want to, because I like to give things away. Alright. Just remember that these books are all connected. This is a First to Fight novel. It's just why I choose. The little things. Yes. I know. It's always the small little... like I said earlier, I did say earlier, I did remind you that there is a lot of Easter eggs in this book. And it is connected to the First to Fight series. So you're going to see some particular characters in Say You Will. I'm glad you're intrigued. That makes me happy. A very big advocate of you have not because you ask not. I don't want to give away the big part of this. Okay. Just know you're going to see characters in Say You Will that are in First to Fight series. How do you come up with this stuff? I'm already hooked in. Aww, I'm so happy. That makes me happy. I'm glad you're hooked in. Fair warning, this is rather spicy towards the end of the book. Like, it's 4 guys and 1 girl. Hint, hint, rather spicy. It's spicier than my other books. So, yeah. I know you love spice. I've seen some of the books you got last night, remember? My Kindle is so full right now because of that. Oh, yes. Gotta love the spice. But it is white juice, so... And it is, fair warning, it's death and grief in the beginning. It's rather angsty. I just want you to know that. I don't want anybody to get triggered or get hurt by reading my books. You haven't even finished looking through them? I'm not getting any more. Amazon was yelling at me, telling me I already had them. I write a lot of angst in this one. I cried writing this book at several different places. And then, fair warning, I'll let you know, the ending took me by surprise. And I cried at the ending. And I've already had one reader. It was actually one of my ARC readers. She came back to me and yelled at me for the ending. Oops. The life of an author, you know. We get to have fun. And people yell at us because of endings. I'm all for crime, but please put me back together. Oh, they get put back together, don't worry. I like my happy endings. My holiday romance almost made me cry. My holiday romance, it almost made me cry the other day, but I love the characters so much, and I'm happy that they're getting the happiness they're getting. All right. I had planned to be on here until 9 o'clock, so I have one more giveaway really quick. I have another number. We're going to do this one 1 through 10. Renee, if you get it, you can pick who else. You can pick who it goes to, okay? 1 through 10. Put your guesses in the chat. This is for an ebook of Say You Will. Okay. We have a magical unicorn. Oh! Thirst Sprite, hello, how are you? We technically have what we call a magical unicorn in here. Someone guessed the number dead on. So, Miss Whimsiclet, you get an ebook of Say You Will. I picked 4 because there is 4 guys with our beautiful Brindley. I'm doing good. There's Brett. I'm doing really good. How are you? All right. Let me write this down. Just like I told Renee Whimsiclet, I will get with you and send you the ebook here in just a little while. My wifey told me about you, and I had to come out and show support. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you. You missed the cake, though. It's you. You're the wifey. I love it. That is so sweet. I agree. Couples that do things together are cute. All right. I am going to go ahead and jump off here. Thank you guys so much for coming to my release day party. We will also be celebrating on Friday during my sprints too. And I'm going to be giving away another 3 copies, 3 ebooks for that on that day. But I'm going to get off here now, and I will be back on in about 15 minutes. I'm going to eat me a piece of my cake and grab me a coffee, and then I'm going to be writing for the rest of the night, at least for a couple hours, because I want to finish my holiday romance tonight. So I will see you all in a little while. Thank you again for coming. I hope you guys had fun. Bye. Where did my... Oh, hang on a minute. Maybe I'm leaving.